And it can be a lot. It can be a lot. People aren't always who they are or who you think they are, because everybody is somebody here.
You can do what you wanna, live how you wanna, spin what you wanna, be who you wanna be.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your girl Courtney Teraya, and today we're doing a chit chat get ready with me. So I did this look right here. So if y'all want to see me get into this look, then just continue. But before we get started, I'm gonna do my saying of the week. I kind of want to incorporate these into my videos from here on out. So this week's saying is to take a leap of faith. This week, take a leap of faith. Try to do something new, or just start something that you've always wanted to. No matter if you're concerned about if it's gonna make money, how you're gonna do it, when you're gonna do it, just do it. And believing in yourself enough to continue and to just take a leap of faith. And yeah, that's what we're doing this week. We're taking leaps of faith, y'all. If it's that boy you wanted to hit up, that girl you wanted to shoot your shot at, do it. Take a leap of faith, because what's the worst that could happen? The person say no, or it's just not for you at the time or the moment. But if you don't take a leap of faith, you'll never know. Guys, let's get right into this chit chat. Get ready with me. What's up, y'all? It's your girl Courtney Teraya, and we're back with another video. I'm missing even more nails than in the last video, so y'all can check that out. But today we're getting ready. We're doing our makeup with nowhere to go, but it's okay, because I wanted to just sit and chat. I'm just prepping my lips with the Laneige Sleep Mask in ginger snap, faithfully. So I like to just prep my lips before I start my makeup. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. While we're doing our makeup, we gonna just chat about some topics, okay? Some topics. As a mirror. So, all right, so I'm gonna start with my e.l.f. primer. It's the Power Grip Primer. I'm gonna just put some of that on my face so you can set. So that way it can set while we fill in our brows. So I'm just gonna fill in my brows with the Goof Proof Brow Pencil from Benefit in the shade 4.5, and we're gonna get started. Now, I do laminate my brows a little bit with some Got2b, so that's why they look like they do. So I'm just gonna fill them in very little. The first topic I'm gonna talk about is working in nightlife. So if you didn't know, I also work in nightlife. So I worked at clubs, I worked at restaurants and lounges here in Atlanta, and I can tell you this: I prefer the lounges over the club, just because for me, I love not having to wear the uniforms where, you have on fishnets and all kinds of stuff. You're working late hours, you're dealing with sections, so people are really there to just drink, or they've already been drinking throughout the day, and now they're coming to your club to turn up. And that's just a whole different type of person, rather than working in a lounge where people might come to just grab dinner, grab a drink. They might be on a date, not really doing too much. They have a little bit more, actually a lot more respect, usually 9 out of 10. They have more respect 9 out of 10, which I love. Because sometimes dealing with people under the influence, adults under the influence, can be annoying. It can be very annoying. Yeah, and some adults just don't have any respect or chill. So I really appreciate working in a lounge more than working in a club. That's just pretty much based off of sections, you know? Also, nightlife and relationships are not easy. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Meeting somebody and then, you know, you work in nightlife, or telling them you also work in nightlife opposed to what else, like your 9-to-5 life or whatever, can be difficult, because sometimes I feel like people have the stigma in their mind of how they expect you to be or how they think you are, versus just, you know, getting to know you and accepting you for that, like who you are outside of nightlife. Because people who work in nightlife go to school, some people are in college or getting their masters. Also, for me, I decided to do it because I decided that in my 20s, I wanted to be able to travel. I wanted to be able to have financial freedom to pretty much be able to do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it and live my life. Because one thing about it, life is so short. Life is so short. And you just never know what's gonna happen. So why not create memories to last a lifetime, you know? So why not create memories to last you a lifetime, you know? So those are my brows. I just cleaned them up a little bit. Next, I'm real old school still. I like to color correct with a darker concealer that's kind of like my shade but has a tint of orange in it. So I color correct with the LA Girl Pro Fawn Concealer. So I just take a very little bit of it and I put some right under my eye. Like anywhere I want to correct anything, my mustache. And then I also have a burn up here, a flat iron burn. So I put that up there and I just let this fan out. But yeah, so it's just like, you can be judged because you work in nightlife. So like I said earlier, people just have this pre-notion that you're this type of girl, you're this type of way, not even realizing that working in nightlife or working in a lounge or a restaurant, you're bringing in money every night. Like you're leaving with money every time you go to work. Like by the end of the night, you're going home with something. It can help you pay off your student debt. It could help you pay off credit card debt. It could help you for a multitude of things. So that doesn't mean that every girl who works in nightlife is going there to possibly meet a rapper, baller, and get swept off her feet. You know, that's not, for some people that is the case, but that's not the case for everybody. So just to judge people based on that, I don't think it's fair, because you could work in any industry. You could work in healthcare. You could work in anything. You could be a firefighter. You could be a cop and still cheat and still, you know, like, so to judge somebody based off of that, I think really isn't the fairest thing. So I'm gonna take this Morphe M173 brush and I'm just gonna blend this out, y'all. Yeah, if you want to work nightlife, I say why not. I think it's perfect for younger girls or guys in their 20s to like 30. But in your 20s, I think it's great if it's something that you want to do while you're in school to help you have extra money, to pay off whatever debt you might have, or just to be able, like I said, to have the ability to travel and have a little bit more financial freedom, you know? So, yeah, I'm for it. Look. So the next thing I want to talk about, y'all, while I'm blending this out, the next thing I want to talk about is making friends as an adult, especially moving to a new city where you didn't go to school, like high school or college or whatever, or oh yeah, or whatever the case might be. So for foundation, I'm gonna go in with my Fenty foundation in the color 330. So look, this is my foundation, so I'm a little ghetto with it. I just do this. And then I take a dry beauty sponge and I just blend it out. But I also, before I do that, I'm gonna just take some setting spray and just spray my face. Like that. So yeah, I'm gonna just take a sponge dirty. Ignore it. But I'm gonna just take a dry sponge and just pat it out. And then I'll just take a brush later on to like make sure everything's really blended. Let's talk about making friends as an adult. So for me, I've learned, especially since moving to Atlanta, well, I'm from New York, y'all. So we automatically already don't trust people. We automatically think everybody's funny. And especially if we don't know you, we didn't grow up with you, we don't know nobody that knows you, we're automatically gonna come with our guard up. 9 out of 10. So, yeah. I've learned that as an adult, you don't need to have a lot of friends. This is not middle school. This is not high school. We do not need to all kumbaya. And we do not have to have 1,000,001 friends. Like, no. You have your core group. You meet a few people. You know, you mix, you mingle. And then you determine what kind of friend are they. You know, they might just be the friend that you call when you want to go out. They might just be the friend that you like to have edit dates with. They might just be the friend that you call if you want to go to a concert. Maybe you guys are both into concerts and stuff like that. That's that friend. I think as an adult, it's good to know that you need to learn how to differentiate your friendships. Not everybody is a everything friend. And I think the sooner you learn that, the better off you'll be. Some friends might just be work friends, you know, like people that you meet at work and y'all are cool at work or whatever you do. And it doesn't go beyond that point. And that's okay, you know, that's okay. My grandma used to always say, your work friends aren't always your real friends. And also too, it's good to be by yourself. Go on solo dates. You don't have to have an abundance of friends. I feel like, dang, I don't have no friends. Look, you came into this world alone. You're gonna leave this world alone. So you might find people, like I said, that are into certain things that you're into, but you don't need a group of 10 friends, y'all. I'm telling you, trust me, like, you just don't. Everybody has busy lives as an adult. I'm gonna go in with my Fenty Beauty in 350. So I am gonna go into my concealer. It's Fenty Beauty in 350 as well. And I just put it like this in the regular spots where everybody puts their concealer. A little bit on my chin, a little down the bridge of my nose, and that's really about it. Then I'm gonna take some more spray and spray my concealer, and I'm gonna let it dry for a little bit. The next topic I want to talk about is it being okay to take breaks. And just realizing that it's okay to not have everything together. And when you are in that state of feeling like you don't have everything together, pause. Take a break. Take a moment to just be like, all right, this is what I'm currently going through. Don't let it get the best of me, and I will make it through it. I will pray. God is going to guide me. He's gotten me out of a rut before, and I know he'll get me out of it again. And to go through the process, whatever that might look like for you. But not everything has to be a stress. You do not have to stress about everything. Take a break. Take a break from drinking. Take a break from hookah. Take a break from going out. Take a break from your phone. Take a break from fast food. Take a break. Like, just take a break. Sorry, y'all. My thing cut off. My camera cut off. So I just blended my concealer off camera. But I go back in with that same brush that I used to blend my eyebrows, because I feel like it doesn't give you any lines, especially when it comes to putting your bronzer underneath. And for cream bronzer, I'm just gonna use the Fenty Beauty stick in Truffle. But yeah, I just want to tell y'all that it's good to spend time with yourself, not stress things out as much as you think you should. Because if you could make it through it once, you can make it through it twice. And also too, I think when so much other stuff is going on, you start realizing that what you're going through is nothing compared to what you could be going through, you know? So sometimes you have to sit back and be like, okay, what's next, you know? Like, back to working in nightlife, I've had jobs where I was just like, they closing. And in nightlife, especially here in Atlanta, a lot of places do close unexpectedly. And it's just like, okay, what's next? You can't be upset for too long. You just gotta roll with the punches, you know? And there's always gonna be something more. There's always gonna be a next step. Or it could also mean that it's time for you to move on, you know? Do something else. Take a leap of faith on whatever it is that you wanted to do. But there will always be something else for you out there. So I'm gonna just blend this in with my e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. And I just like to keep my bronzer, I don't like to go too far out, too far down. And I just like to make sure everything is blended. I don't put this on my forehead because then I feel like when I use powder, it does too much. Okay, so next I'm gonna just set all of these liquid products before I go on my powders, and I'm using the One Size Beauty powder. I be doing that, I gotta stop doing that. I just put it on the back of my hand when I realize I'm just gonna pat this into my I'm just gonna, oh, I got a hair next to my eye. How did I get powder on my eyebrow? So I'm just gonna pat this underneath my eye, and I'm gonna do the other side. Okay, so the next thing I wanna talk about is, and please don't cancel me for this, but I think that Black people, if you don't know, my nationality is Black. So I'm gonna go in with my Cocoa Naughty Bronzer by Fenty Beauty. At this point, Fenty need to just sponsor me because half the products I use are Fenty. So Rihanna girl, if you ever watch this, hook your girl up. Got you, boo. Got your back, babe. But I think that us as a people, as Black people, we need to do a better job of stop letting our pride and ego get in the way and actually realizing that it's more power, and actually starting to like put our money where our mouth is and realizing that there's more power in numbers. And I mean, like, if you have 10,000 and you have 20,000 and you have 15,000 and you have 5,000, you have 150,000, and you know, coming together to start having our own buses and businesses and just everything Black owned. Not meaning that we can't intermix into other spaces, but to have our own. We let our pride and our ego get in the way of so many things that, okay, some of them are uncontrollable, i.e. if you have a specific job where you can't speak on certain things because certain things will be taken away from you, or whatever the case might be. But I do think you don't have to lose your morals or yourself or go against your people, you know? I think that we just need to have do a better job at leaving our pride and ego at the door sometimes and just coming together. Because there's so many ethnicities and races of people. Yeah, I'm just putting some brow gel on my brows. The Anastasia Beverly Hills one. I'm like going out of order. But yeah, that just will come together and always support each other and are willing to put their pride and ego aside to do what's best for them and their community. So I feel like we as people just need to get back on board with just recreating those spaces again. And like I said, letting the pride and ego go, because we are some of the most prideful and egotistical people I know. So yeah, that's my opinion on that. I'm about to tap that powder that I had underneath away. And then I'm gonna go in with this Sephora Collection blush in the color Flirted Up number 6. Y'all, this is so pretty. Wait till you see it. This is so, oh my God, I'm bleeding. So my finger just starts bleeding and I don't even realize it's bleeding. I need to clean it because that's nasty. I wanna get this blush open first. It's like dry. I don't know what happened. I must have cut myself on accident. So I'm just gonna go in with this blush and I'm gonna take this Morphe MB35 blush brush. And I love a lot of this stuff, so we're just gonna put it here, here. And then I just like to build as I go. And then I also like to brush some around my face. Like this. And then I'll even take an eyeshadow brush and put some on an eyeshadow brush. And this is what I will use on my eyes. And sometimes I do mix this with a little bit of bronzer, or I'll put the bronzer down first and then put this on there. You see how it just makes it all come together and it just makes your eyes look good. I'm gonna use some of that Fenty bronzer to blend it in with the blush that I just put on my eyes, just to pretty much add depth to it. So here we are. Now, I'm not going anywhere, and it's just like an everyday makeup look. So I'm gonna go get my lip because I leave my lip in my purse all the time. Like all my purses have all my lipsticks and everything because I just can never put them back where they belong. I leave them right in my purse. And for today's lip, I'm going to use Charlotte Tilbury lip liner in the color Foxy Brown. I'm gonna use the Fenty lip cream in Mauve Wives, which is this one. Then I might also use the NYX Butter Gloss in Madeline, which is this one. And while we do that, we're gonna talk about our last and final topic, which is living in Atlanta. I ain't got no liner. All right, so I'm just gonna use this NYX one in brown because I can't find my lip sharpener right now. But okay, let's talk about living in Atlanta. So on TikTok, there's this like thing going around, this TikTok going around, pretty much about people who move to Atlanta and not liking it or whatever the case may be. Now, I've been here 2 years. I just came up on my 2 years, y'all. And I'm gonna just tell y'all whether I like Atlanta, don't like Atlanta, in the middle about Atlanta. And I wanna say, I love Atlanta. I moved here 2 years ago, and it's very different from New York, so it does take a lot of adjustments. Even now, I'm still adjusting because you gotta think it's very different. I also grew up, I'm from the city, but I was raised like an hour and some change away from the 5 boroughs, but my family still lives in the Bronx. So New York is just very different all around. Also too, here, there's different groups of people, different types of people. You just have to find the people that you click with. If you go out to the clubs, that's a certain group of people. If you go to the museums, that's a certain group of people. If you go to, I don't know, golf tournaments and places, that's another group of people. So it depends on what type of people you like to be around, what you're interested in, and what you like to do. Because that's how you'll find groups of people that you have common interest in. I feel like people come here and it can be a lot. It can be a lot. People aren't always who they are or who you think they are because everybody is somebody here. Everybody here loves to feel like they are somebody. This is the place where young Black people, young people of color can come and feel like, wow, I could live in a high rise. I could live in my own period in a nice luxury style apartment or whatever the case might be. I could drive whatever car I want. I see this person driving a Bentley, a Rolls Royce, or this, and they know it's tangible. Like they can touch it, they can have it, they can have access to it. Like it doesn't matter because that is normal here. It's normal here. Other places that you go to, other cities and stuff like that, it's certain types of people who drive those cars, who have those cars. So I think here, being able to see people of color have those things, have those luxuries, it makes you realize like, wow, if I go hard, if I whatever, I can have access to that. So yeah, it just depends on what you're into, what you like. Coming here, if you don't know, like it's good to, I also knew about Atlanta before I came, you know? I knew a little bit about it. Now, trust me, I've gone through things, I've put my trust in people that I shouldn't have trusted. I have experiences as well that aren't so great, but that's why I feel like I've just learned so much since I moved here, since I lived here, about myself as an adult, as me coming into my adulthood, that I honestly just don't think I would have learned if I still lived in New York, because I was comfortable in New York. I knew everybody in New York. Like, my family was in New York. Excuse me, my friends were in New York. And New York is very different. Very, very different. Fashion is different. Our lingo is different. Our morals are different. Like, they're real different. If we call you our friend, you're not just a friend. You're like a sibling. You're like, blood couldn't make us thicker, pretty much. And sometimes here in Atlanta, that's why I mentioned earlier in the video, as an adult, it's good to differentiate what type of friend you are and what type of friends you have. You know, kind of like categorize your friends, because then you won't be let down. Because like I said, you might have friends that you go out with. You have my friends that you could tell everything to. That might not be every friend. And sometimes, depending on where you come from, like I said, when you take friendship seriously, then you just start putting your all into that friendship or that particular person. And then when you're let down or they do something, you be like, what the hell? Like, you don't expect it from them, but that's because you expected too much from them, you know, and that wasn't that type of friend. So I think here you just have to be a little bit more careful with who you put your trust into, what type of people you're associating, you know, you catching my drift. But hold on, I'm gonna spray my face, y'all. But I think it's amazing opportunities out here. I think that whatever it is you want to do, you can do it out here, whether it's nails, hair, a police officer, social media, whatever it is you do or you want to do, you can do it. You can do it. Like, who's gonna tell you you can't here? In Atlanta, can't nobody tell you you can't. And that's what I love about it, because can't nobody tell me I'm not this. Can't nobody tell me I'm not that. And you can meet so many people that do exactly what you do or what you're into. But yeah, you guys. So that's pretty much it. Guys, that's pretty much the end of this video, this Get Ready With Me. Thank you guys so much if you made it this far, all the way to the end. I love and appreciate you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know some video ideas you would like to see from me in the comments below. If there's other questions you would like me to answer, talk about, even other products y'all want me to try, other brands. Because if you can't tell, I love Fenty, y'all. Like, it just does so well for me and my skin, and it just looks flawless. Like, it just never misses. Like I told y'all, I'm working on being consistent, so I plan my videos for the entire month. So we're trying to stick to this. I want to do 2 times a week, but even if it's 1 time a week, it's still better than nothing. So don't forget to subscribe if you aren't already. And yeah, I appreciate y'all, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Last night, you know.